Hi, welcome to my channel. If you watched my last video, you would have seen that I talked about the benefits of buying a boat in Mexico. This video was all about the boat that I bought. I actually purchased it about 3 months ago. I bought the boat unseen, which sounds very risky, but I actually knew the owners from about 8 years ago, and had been on the boat once or twice, and was quite confident in the information that was provided to me by the previous owners. So I bought it basically on descriptions and photographs and discussions over the phone. I actually flew from Australia about a week ago after a very long 14-hour flight to LA. I then jumped on a flight down to Cabo San Lucas, and then actually the person that bought my last boat picked me up from Cabo San Lucas and brought me here to Marina de la Paz. So this video is really all about the boat, what's on it, and it will certainly strengthen the idea of why you should consider buying a boat in Mexico, because these boats tend to have been cruised over a period and therefore have much of the equipment that you're probably going to need if you're going to go long-term cruising. I must admit, getting on the boat with a little bit of trepidation as to see what was here, but after turning out all the lockers and reorganizing and seeing what's here, it was a bit like opening Christmas presents. So I am more than happy, and a big shout out to Michael Stufer, who's the previous owner, for being very honest and open about what was on the boat and what needed replacing, and so forth. So thank you, Michael. I'm thoroughly pleased with the boat from the things I've seen so far. What I'll do next is take you through a walk through the boat and just go through some of the equipment on board, so that you can get an idea what the boat has on board. It's a 2006 Catalina 42 Mark II, and Michael was the only previous owner, so it's a one-owner boat, and I'm feeling very lucky to be able to purchase it. I know there were other people after it at the time. Michael advertised it privately, so there were no brokers involved. So everybody walked away happy. I got a good price, he got a good price, and I'm looking forward to taking the boat out, which won't be for a while, because I've got to wait for the temporary import permit to come through. I'm actually on the boat on a captain's letter at the moment, although all the funds and the deal's gone through. I just now have to do the temporary import permit. So let's go and have a look at the boat, and it's a nice sunny day, so hopefully the video will come out nice and clear, and yeah, I'm excited to do this. So there she is. Milagro is the name of the boat. As I say, it's a Catalina 42 Mark II, well equipped. As you can see, it's got a decent sized rocker on the front, which seems to be the preferred anchoring system that you see on the majority of boats here, and a second anchor. The dinghy was on the deck, but I took it off, and it's now on the davits on the rear. That'll be later in the video. Decent set of sun covers, which you absolutely need down here. Spare jerry jugs for carrying extra fuel. It does have an extra fuel tank on it and carries about 80 odd gallons now. Sun panels on the roof on the hard dodger, and 2 more on the arch at the rear. In-mast furling, which makes it a lot easier for a single hander. to get the sails on, in and out. Although the sailing down here is pretty mild, so shouldn't have too many issues with that. Full length bimini, which is in good condition, and decent size Avon dinghy. Although it is fairly old, it's in pretty good condition because the chaps have been on it since it was bought, I believe. A small Tohatsu 3.5 just for putting around in. Nice size barbecue, and then the main outboard is a 15-stroke Yamaha, which seems to be a 15 horsepower Yamaha 2-stroke, which seems to be the preferred choice down here. Engine lift, which is quite useful. Again, being single-handed, getting engines on and off dinghies is quite an issue sometimes, especially with the heavier ones. 2 lockers with gas bottles, and a Ray Marine E125, I believe it is. Chart plotter and all the normal instruments and so forth. Then Michael's done a fair bit of modification to the boat, putting on the teak doors with screens. He also moved the exhaust, the wet exhaust, from under the boat because you couldn't see the water coming out, to the side of the boat, which is quite useful. I don't think many Catalinas have actually done that, but at least you can check that the exhaust and water throughput is working efficiently. Life raft, which I never have to use. And let's go down below. As you can see, pretty spacious. It's only a 2-berth, which is quite good for me because it means there's a lot of extra storage area. And in fact, one of the major modification the previous owner did was to convert this aft berth into 2 sea berths, which by adding the cabinetry underneath, which gives me a massive amount of storage space. It has a built-in fridge and a secondary angle freezer, which I quite like. The boat has Wi-Fi, which is quite nice. Not that I've had that before on previous boats. And then standard instrument panel, nice Sony TV, and then you've got the nav station, which is pretty well equipped with the Icon SSB, normal VHF, additional GPS. I use the iPad to check all the instrumentation, and also for navigation as a backup. Handheld VHF. Then going forward, it's a Pullman berth, which is really comfortable in marinas. Really like this. And then you've got the head, sink, and then a decent size shower. You probably can't see in there too well because the sun covers are on the hatches. 54 horsepower Yamaha engine. It has a Honda generator as well, which is very nice, a little 2000i, a Cruise RO water maker, and lithium batteries. And here's the second head, which I'll probably end up using to put sails in, which would be quite useful. Although when I had them in there before, it did introduce a bit of a lean on the boat. I had fun for the first week emptying all the lockers. Thoroughly enjoyed that, but it actually took a week to go through everything. And then back of the galley area, there's a huge storage area there, which actually you can actually call through to the aft lazarettes. Going back outside, there's stern anchor, fortress stern anchor, obviously the cord for the stern anchor, although there is chain. The one thing that, or a couple of things that actually need doing on the boat, the anchor chain is pretty worn, so I've ordered I think it's 250 feet of new G4 chain, which a friend of mine's bringing down next week, which is quite useful. And also I found one of the one of the bilge pumps was not working. It was a Rule 2000, and I think the bearings must have seized on it because it kept blowing the fuse. The boat also has air conditioning, which is pretty fortunate down here in the summer. It's pretty hot. The air conditioning will run off of the Honda generator, and I think the only really thing I've bought so far is a new EPIRB, because that one was shot and it was on the boat. Other than that, that's pretty much a good view of what you get. As far as spares were concerned, the lockers are jam-packed full. The owners left tools, electric tools, all the crockery, all the bedding. I actually just brought 2 suitcases with me, and I'm fully equipped, ready to go. There's still a few things I want to do, and I'll probably do the next video on installing a Starlink on the boat. As the prices dropped so much in Mexico, it's now become viable. I ordered it yesterday, and it was $400 for the equipment and $55 a month, and that gives you full coverage in the Sea of Cortez, which is fantastic, because in previous years when I've been cruising down here, internet access has proved to be pretty difficult. Some of the villages have a local store that has it in, but on the whole, very sporadic in terms of internet coverage. So next week the Starlink should come down, and I'll do a video on how I'm going to set it up and put it to the test. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. I'm very pleased with the boat, and if you ever consider buying a boat down here, yeah, you certainly get a lot of bang for your bucks. Thanks again. Bye.